So, the 2001 Tim Burton reimagining of Planet of the Apes. How was it? And more importantly, what did you guys think? Well, this is just my opinion, but let's find out.
Movies, music, and monsters.
Hey my friends, Dan Monroe here from Movies, Music, and Monsters, talking about Tim Burton's Planet of the Apes. Again, I am not a professional reviewer, just giving my thoughts about this film, which, disclaimer, if they're different than yours, no worries, this is just my opinion, so let's dive in.
This was the one with Marky Mark, correct?
Yes, it was, and I very vividly remember being really excited back in 2000 when I heard that this film was being made for a 2001 release. There were rumblings all over the very early internet about the writer, the director, and even a rumor at the time that Charlton Heston himself was going to be in the film. Oh my gosh, did my mind go crazy? Is this a continuation of the original story? Did Taylor somehow survive the atomic bomb at the end of Beneath? And there I sat in the darkened theater with 50% hope and 50% dread as the film began. And I thought, well, okay. Pretty cool music, pretty cool opening sequence with the graphics. All right, I'm in. Let's go.
I thought the film was kind of cool. All those silly monkeys jumping around.
Disclaimer, I am not really a fan of this film. Just want to be honest right up front. However, that being said, I will not sit here for 15 minutes and put it down. There's already too many channels out there that do exactly that. I'm going to, however, try to find the good things that I did enjoy about this film, beginning with, in my opinion, the one thing that this movie got absolutely right: actors in makeup. Yes, I do enjoy the newer Planet of the Apes movies, especially the first one, Rise of the Planet of the Apes. I really did like that one quite a bit, in fact. And I know it's not the 1960s, but I really did, even while watching those, I think, gosh, it's just not quite Planet of the Apes without the actors in the makeup, which is something I really did appreciate about this particular version of the story. I never realized this, but apparently this particular remake began as far back as 1988 with an American filmmaker named Adam Rifkin, but his project was canceled before it even reached pre-production. Then there was a script written by Terry Hayes called Return of the Apes that would have starred, get this, Arnold Schwarzenegger in the lead role. That never happened, obviously. But then a whole bunch of directors literally came out of the woodwork, like Chris Columbus, James Cameron, and even Peter Jackson. How cool would that have been? But it was Tim Burton who eventually scored the spot as director, and the film was put into active development, with filming taking place from November 2000 through April 2001. The movie received really mixed reviews when it came out from both audiences and critics, and the complaints were a bit understandable, I suppose. A slightly confusing plot with a strange ending, which I guess was supposed to be some kind of a shock, the way the original 1968 Planet of the Apes was. Kind of the way, if you think about it, the book ended with the astronauts being chimpanzees. This version ending with the lead character getting back to Earth finally, and for some reason, there's apes there. I don't know. It was weird, but it is what it is. It did, however, gross about $362 million worldwide, becoming the 9th highest grossing film of 2001. So, yes, it was financially successful, which means that obviously Fox would want to suddenly cash in on it and make a whole bunch of sequels to this film, but for whatever reason, they didn't, and later rebooted the entire series in 2011 with Rise of the Planet of the Apes. You know, guys, I've said it before and I'll say it again, I never promote any products that I don't personally use myself on a regular basis, and being in the quote-unquote YouTube business, I listen to a lot of podcasts and YouTube videos literally every night after dinner. I spend about an hour relaxing with my favorite YouTubers, and about 6 months ago, I started using the super cool products by Raycon. First, their amazing earbuds, and now their equally amazing Raycon headphones. The sound in these babies is absolutely incredible. Their latest model is even better than ever, with a 40-hour battery life with a quick charge function, extremely comfortable to wear, 360-degree immersive surround sound, which I just love, active noise cancellation, so I don't have to listen to my wife nagging me about taking out the garbage, which is nice, and these Raycon headphones start at just about half the price as other premium audio brands with similar features. They also offer a no questions asked 30-day happiness guarantee return policy, but don't take my word for it, experience the premium sound for yourself. Wherever you go, just head over to buyraycon.com/Dan Monroe 25 to get 25% off Raycon's best-selling everyday headphones. Again, don't miss out. buyraycon.com/Dan Monroe 25 for 25% off. Link in the description. Okay, let's see. One thing that really sort of threw me off when I first saw it was the fact that we got to the apes so freaking fast. I mean, literally, they're on the ship, then they go out into that space pod or whatever it was, through the time warp thingy or whatever that was, crash land in the jungle, and bang, there they are. Apes. I think within the first 15 minutes, we're deep in the apes society. Not that there's anything wrong with that. That was Tim Burton's personal interpretation of the story. I just think that the pacing would have been a little better had we had some more backstory or a little more time to get to the Planet of the Apes, but whatever. I definitely missed seeing apes on horseback. Boy, did I miss that. I mean, to me, I don't care who's making the film. There are certain things you just have to adhere to, and one of them is apes on horseback, which we did get a little bit of later on in the film, so that's nice. Tim Roth, I thought, was really cool as General Fade. Again, even though I was a little surprised that the general of the army was not a gorilla. Took me out of it just a little bit, but whatever. Helen Bonham Carter was very good, I thought. Michael Clark Duncan has always been one of my favorite actors, and I thought he was just awesome in the part. Paul Giamatti was exactly what he was supposed to be, and pretty much exactly what I expected him to be in the role. Now, as far as the humans go, the girl, the blonde, Stella Warren, I don't know. She was okay. She was in the movie a lot. Didn't really seem to do all that much. Obviously, just thrown in to be the sexy blonde, and maybe a little too sexy for the condition that humans happened to be in at the time. But whatever, which leads us to Marky Mark, or Mark Wahlberg as Captain Leo Davidson. Again, not really a fan, but if you are, that's fine. I know he definitely had star power at the time, and I appreciate that. But to me, I just felt as if he, not as an actor, but as a persona, just didn't have the same, I don't know, gravitas that Charlton Heston had. Well, obviously he wouldn't. They're different people. But I just thought that maybe had they put somebody in that role with a bit of a stronger on-screen personality, it would have really helped the story. I mean, come on, think about it. Heston's character had an actual arc. At the beginning of the film, he despised mankind, but by the end of the film, he ended up defending it. This guy, just your typical action hero. Not a lot there. But clearly, that's what the director and the studio wanted, so that's what we got. The makeup was absolutely freaking amazing, and why wouldn't it be, with Rick Baker himself at the helm, who was a super huge fan of the original 1968 film. I mean, this guy was a monkey man and worked on King Kong, Greystoke, The Legend of Tarzan, Gorillas in the Mist, the remake of Mighty Joe Young, so it just seemed obvious that he would be the guy to work on Planet of the Apes. The makeup ranged from 2 to 4.5 hours to put on and over an hour to take off, and the makeup alone is one of the main reasons that I still pull this movie out to watch it today. I mean, yes, I love the soundtrack, but it's the makeup and the appreciation of the actors in the makeup that keeps this movie, honestly, in my collection. That being said, however, I never really understood why they didn't loop or re-record the lines of the apes. I mean, part of the makeup was they had these very large, ornate teeth in their mouths. So when they talked, it kind of came out garbled and mumbling. I mean, unless maybe that was a directorial choice, I don't know, to make the apes sound less human, I'm not sure. It took a little bit of getting used to, but I guess since that's the way it ended up in the film, I can only assume that that's what they wanted. One thing that was great about this film, however, was the fact that it pointed a direct spotlight right back onto the original Planet of the Apes movies, especially where the merchandise was concerned. Very similar to the way that the Lost in Space remake saw a huge variety of original series toys, and at the same time, we did get some very cool classic Planet of the Apes merchandise on the market that was directly related to this movie being released, which was a very good thing. Charlton Heston playing an ape. I don't know. I don't know, I guess. Maybe. I just don't know. Roger Ebert gave the film only 2.5 stars, and even though he did like the twist ending, felt that the film, and I quote, lacked a balanced and precise story structure, and I don't think I necessarily disagree with him. Well, guys, I guess that was my takeaway. I didn't necessarily love it, but I didn't necessarily hate it either. It kind of came and it kind of went, as did my memory of the film, unless I specifically pull it out and watch it. But again, remember, that's just my opinion. But more importantly, what did you guys think? Did you even see the film? Are you planning to see the film? Did you see it on the big screen back in the day, or are you the watch it at home with a bucket of stale popcorn type?
Let us know in the comments below.
As always, I'd like to thank you guys for tuning in, because without you, there would be none of this. And if you like this kind of stuff, please consider subscribing to the channel. I've got a whole ton of new videos coming up really soon that I know you guys are just gonna dig.
And if you'd like to support the channel, you can always buy us a coffee. Link in the description, and thank you all so much.
And please feel free to stop back anytime as we together continue the conversation on movies, music, and monsters.
Movies, music, and monsters.